Yo, what is up, you guys? It's the Michael Myers. Welcome back to a brand new live stream. Happy Friday, you guys. It's finally Friday. That's a good thing. Um, so, man, we're gonna get straight into it. Give me just a quick second. So, as you guys know, yesterday, October 19th, was you know, give me a quick second, guys. I don't have my stand on me. It's kind of. So, yesterday, October 19th, was the anniversary of the 2018 Halloween. So, man, I decided just going to be revisiting it. We're going to be talking a little bit about it, So, but hope you guys are having a good Friday, man. A good Friday. I'm just having a chill Friday, man. I'm watching the Nightmare on Elm Street marathon right now on AMC. I think right now the original film, the 1984 movie, is about to finish, and I think the second one is next. But man. So I had time on my hands. I know, the fifth anniversary was yesterday, but man. So I decided we're just gonna talk about it. 2018, definitely. Let me know what you guys think, man. My question to you guys, um, you know, do you still have the same feelings like you did back, in 2018 when it came out? Have you, how does this? Do you guys think it still holds up? To me, for sure, it holds up. It is better than a lot of the movies in the franchise, that's for sure. But I mean, I will get into it. Tell you guys how I feel about it. I kind of still feel the same about it like I did back in 2018. And to be honest, I think I kind of like it a bit more. I actually haven't seen it in a while, not even that long, but I know I'm pretty much gonna be end up rewatching it by Halloween. But man, I mean, like I said, it's a good, solid Halloween movie, and it was definitely really for me. It was really anticipated because it was the first Halloween movie in years. So it was really anticipated, guys. I think for when this movie was about to come out, I think it's like the most I've been excited for a movie. Which was pretty cool. And as a matter of fact, during that time before, months before this movie came out, I was doing like little update videos. Of course, we were getting details about the new Halloween movie, and I will make update videos. You guys could check them out. And it was pretty fun. It was a pretty fun time, because like I said, I was definitely excited. Like I said, probably the most I've been excited for a movie as of recent times, you could say. And man. So and a lot of those videos, a lot of those update videos, definitely, um, definitely were pretty good. They were successful. Some of them are pretty high up there. With the views. So that was pretty cool. Like I said, it was just a pretty good time. Looking forward to a new Halloween movie, and then you know this movie was released, and of course I saw it opening night, man. And it is a for me. My I remember my first thoughts being it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. Like I remember thinking I was expecting way more from this movie. So since the 2018, since the first time I watched it, I've had issues with it. Some of those issues I still kind of have till this day. But like I said, man, I think throughout a few rewatches, you know I kind of appreciate it a little bit more. Even though, like I said, the whole Blumhouse Halloween storyline they decided to go with was kind of dumb, but yeah, man. But shout out to you guys, man, on the live chat. Joseph the horror guy, Yo, what's up, man? I love this movie. Yeah, man, for sure. 2018. A lot of, like I said, a lot of people. It was definitely, I feel, um, the comeback to slasher movies. Um, you could say with it. You could say with it 2017 as well. But this is, I feel like, what kind of started the whole, Rico trend, direct sequel trend. A lot of the stuff they're doing now with the franchises. Excuse me, you guys, but yeah, like I said, guys, definitely let me know what you guys think about the 2018 movie. Um, yo, Pornstar JR, what's up, man? Should have just been one. Yeah, and I agree with that too, man. I think, like I said, I think they had something good going on here. I feel they definitely, you could say, had more effort with the 2018 movie than the sequels. And like I said, I remember, man, when they first announced 2018. Of course, I think it was like Jamie Lee Curtis herself, was the first time we heard it. And yeah, like I said, I remember being excited, dude. Like I said, the most excited I've been. And then but yeah, like I said, till this day, I don't really rewatch it. Like if I want to watch Halloween, it's definitely not this movie. Like I said, it's not my go-to film. It's definitely not in my top 5. Like I mentioned earlier, it's definitely better than a lot of the shitty sequels that we had. But it's a good direct sequel. It's a good Rico movie for sure. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wait until I get to meet Daniel Harris in Kentucky. That's dope, man. Yeah, I know I saw it on her Instagram. I guess for like the past week, if I'm not mistaken, she's been like doing like little conventions. If I'm not mistaken, she's been doing her thing. So yeah, man, for sure. Because I Scarefest, yeah, man, yeah, Scarefest. That's what it is, huh? But yeah, guys, 2018 Halloween. I'm gonna tell you some things I do like about it that I've liked. When I first saw this movie, and I still like to this day. Stuff that I feel Blumhouse, David Gordon Green to be exact, and also what's his name, Danny McBride. They kind of worked with these with the Halloween trilogies. Of course, it wasn't just David Gordon Green, but yeah, I think they did a good job in certain points of this movie. Like one of the main things I really did like, it did kind of capture that, you could say, old school, slasher feeling. Of course, in regards of like the scenery, the cinematography, and I feel like they do that. This team really does a good job when it comes to cinematography, the setting, the vibe. Because from what I've been hearing, I haven't seen The Exorcist Believer yet, but from what I've been hearing, like from a few reviews and stuff like that, what I've been hearing online, a lot of the main thing people like the most out of that, Exorcist Believer is the whole, cinematography. So yeah, I think they do a good job, man. And of course, other Blumhouse movies prove that. But yeah, they did a good job with that, man. Like I said, it kind of, I remember at the time thinking it took me back to that, old school, what the Halloween franchise felt like and what it is, because the last few movies didn't really have that. The Rob Zombie movies, they were just mostly like they're, you guys know, man. I'm always rewatching the Rob Zombie movies, but they lacked when it comes to like the Halloween feeling. But yeah, and it was mostly like goreness. I feel they focused on a lot of weird shit, but you guys know those are guilty pleasures. But like I said, man, the vibe to it, I think they did a good job on doing that. That's one thing for sure. How Myers kind of, he kind of came back to being the Shape. What he's known for. Um, which so yeah, that's for sure. That's one thing. One of the main things I got from this movie. Another thing I say was pretty good. The performances, or I wouldn't say the performances, because the humor. I mean, don't get me wrong, they did a good job. The cat. I meant to say cast. The casting was good. Of course, Jamie Lee Curtis. She wasn't the biggest fan of how her character, was dealt. It was just good seeing Jamie Lee Curtis though back, but I wasn't a fan of how the Lori character was kind of handled. She was like this paranoid old lady who, was like living like paranoid for like 40 years. Like I didn't really like that, but yeah, it was like I said, it was great seeing Jamie Lee Curtis back in this, and like I said, the other cast, Judy Greer, who plays Lori's daughter. Of course, you guys got to remember this is a new timeline, so they give her a daughter and a granddaughter, which is Allison. I like him. I like Allison. I think she had a good potential. I really did like her character. I think her best performance was in 2018, from what I remember. Because to me, this is the most memorable one from this trilogy. But yeah, I think she was the best in this one, man. What's her name? Andy Matichak. Hey, man, she did a great job. So yeah, Judy Greer, not the biggest fan. That's another story. Just didn't really care for her character. I don't know. She was just kind of like annoying. I don't know if it was me. I'm kind of glad they killed her off in kills, but yeah, to a lot of people it seemed kind of weird because like I said, we have all these different timelines. In some, Lori has a daughter, which is Jamie Daniel Harris, and then we also have the H2O timeline, uh, which he has a son. She has a son. Not the biggest fan of H2O. A lot of people really do like to compare this movie and H2O. And I see it because pretty much this is age 40, Halloween 40 years later and stuff like that. But yeah, honestly, I think I might like this more than H2O. Honestly, because H2O, I never was the biggest fan of it. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of good aspects to it, but yeah, I might have to rewatch them, man. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think? What do you guys like better, H40 or H2O? Um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to rewatch. I'm gonna have to rewatch them, to give you guys my answer on that. But I think I'm kind of leaning towards this one more, because H2O to me kind of felt like too. I don't know, like it had that Halloween vibe, sort of, but it was too gimmicky, too, I don't know, too screamish, you could say, of course. I saw Saw X last weekend. It was super good. Oh man, Saw X, dude, was a pretty good movie. Could have been better. Just like I said, you guys could go watch my review on it. Uh, but I had a good time, man. Saw X was a good movie. Definitely better than the last few we got. Hey, Joseph Daniel Harris. You never know, man. As you know, Miramax just picked up the rights. They're doing. I'm not sure if they're gonna do the whole anthology. Not the anthology. What did they say? What's it called? The Marvel. What Marvel does, the cinematic universe. There we go. Uh, I don't get it, but hey, it's possible. I feel like if they would bring other characters from the series, like if they want to do continue that whole kind of travel from timeline, continue from the different timelines we had in the movie, they could possibly bring Daniel Harris for like a season, or like not even a season, probably like a few episodes or something. uh but yeah, you never know, man. You never know. Like I said, I've been hearing a lot of stuff, but none of, that she might return, or that, different stuff. I've been hearing that she might return or she's not, but nothing's been confirmed. But it'll be cool though, man. It'll be awesome if she returned. A lot of people wanted, as we know, Lori does have a daughter in this film. A lot of people felt it was right, if they had Daniel Harris return to play the daughter role, to play the Allison role, pretty much. I don't even know if she'll be Allison, pretty much, because it's not like she's playing Jamie, because, um, you know, in the 2018 timeline, the sequels don't exist. Uh, But of course, obviously, just kind of like what she did in Rob Zombie, she came back to play a different character. A lot of people wanted her to do that. Honestly, I didn't really. It was great to see Andy Matichak and like seeing fresh faces. Like I said, but honestly, I wasn't. To me, it wasn't the biggest deal because even though you guys know I love Daniel Harris, but I feel like if it just would have been too, I don't know. I just like, how do I explain it? It just wouldn't have felt right because when we see Daniel Harris, man, we want to see her. We know her as Jamie. We love her as Jamie, and I don't know. I just feel it just wouldn't sit right, It probably could have been a bit too distracting. I don't know, but yeah. I mean, so I remember at the time, when this movie was coming now, a lot of people were disappointed about that. I will. She might pop up in that TV series if they making one. Yeah, Poor Star. Yeah, I could kind of see that. Like I said, I feel if they do a TV show, they could possibly travel, from timeline or whatever. Which, like I said, I don't really mind. It's a TV show. They could pretty much. I feel like when a TV show, you could do whatever you want. Kind of like what the Chucky series is doing right now. So it kind of gives the franchise, which at this, like I said, you guys know we talked about it. I'm not the biggest fan of them coming out with a TV show for Halloween, but hey, I think if it's the better route, like if it's better than a brand new movie, then I think it's better to go that route. Because all I'm trying to see is something good. With this franchise, is gonna come about. But yeah, I mean, as long as it's good, man. Like I said, a TV show, they have more. You could say they have more space. You could say they have more time or whatever. You know. I saw 2018 movie. Yeah, yeah, man, for sure. Um, will the TV series be on Peacock? I'm not sure, honestly, Joseph. Could be a lot of the horror. They have a lot of horror over there. The good ones. They got Chucky streaming. I know Chucky the series started like USA and Sci-Fi. Now it's over on Peacock. Um, so yeah, it could be, but a lot of that stuff hasn't been like we don't know for sure if we're getting a TV show or not. But Infinity Dragon, yo, what's up, man? What's up, man? How you doing? Hope you're having a good Friday, man. Glad you joined. Just here talking about 2018, man. Kind of revisiting, going over some stuff about this film. Like I said to you guys, to me, I kind of still have the same feelings how I did, back in 2018 when I first saw it. Um, and yeah, so it's a good Halloween movie, man. Like it's not the greatest, but it's not the worst neither. You know what I mean? I'm watching Scream 1996 right now. That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's the classic. Definitely, that's the classic Scream. I've been watching a lot of movies, man. Right now, I was watching the Nightmare on Elm Street marathon, which is playing on AMC. So yeah, I believe now. I think it's six now. Um, the second one, Freddy's Revenge, is about to play, but yeah, so those were some things I liked about the movie. Cinematography, they did a good job, man. Um, the Halloween vibe. My favorite thing about this movie um, is probably James Jude Courtney as Michael Myers. You guys know, I've said this since the movie came out. I think, I've always said this. James Jude Courtney was my favorite thing about this movie. Two things were my favorite about this movie. The first one, James Jude Courtney, man, he did a good job as Michael Myers. I think he was kind of like I said. I think he got because I know Nick Castle. I believe kind of, I remember when the news hit, you guys, like I said, you guys could, I've been, when this movie was, before it came out, we were getting updates and all that. I was doing videos about it. You guys could check them out, um, but yeah, I remember when the news came out, Nick Castle, the news was that Nick Castle was going to return to, play as Michael, and we all thought, I thought that he was gonna play him throughout the movie. Um, I know, they announced that before they casted James Jude Corney, if I'm not mistaken. And I kind of thought to myself, like, I know it's great that they were gonna bring Nick Castle back. That got me pretty excited. But I was kind of not worried, but I kind of thought like, I hope I don't know if he's able to pull it off. But then later on, we were announced that James Jude Courtney, uh, was gonna play him throughout the whole movie, and Nick Castle just plays him like in a few shots. But like I said, man, I feel James Jude Courtney really got studied and mastered those, the OG Nick Castle movements, you could say. And yeah, man. So that's one thing. One of the main things I like about it. James Jude Courtney as Michael Myers. He got the walk ride, the stance, and everything. Uh, the mask. The mask is great. I think definitely my favorite mask from the Blumhouse trilogy. I like the whole age look. I wasn't the biggest fan of how, you know, it's funny how he kind of was able to get that same mask, from that original movie. Of course, they had it as evidence and everything, but I'm talking about, which of course they should have the mask as evidence or whatever. Of course, in this movie, it turns out that they did capture Myers. Um, which we'll get into. So that's another point. But yeah, James Juice Courtney, man, knocked it out of the ballpark. Like I said, I feel like he really had Nick Castle, you know, really him and Nick Castle were tight during the filming, which is dope. So James Jude Courtney, I already also said it on the channel before. He's definitely in my top three, maybe top five. Michael Myers, man, actor who played Michael Myers. So that's cool. The second favorite thing about this movie for me is the soundtrack, man. I do have the soundtrack as well. Got the soundtrack. It's kind of dark. I apologize, guys. I think I should turn on the light. Here it is. So this is the Blu-ray that I've been holding, and this is a soundtrack, man. I had to get it. Found this at I found it at one of the used DVD stores, record stores. I had to get it, man, because like I said, this freaking soundtrack is great, is amazing. I love it. It's my second favorite thing of this 2018 movie, man, for sure. I don't know, it's just an amazing soundtrack. It just felt refreshing, man. I remember being in the theater and thinking like, damn, man, this is some good shit. And I believe, of course, John Carpenter returned to compose it, to do the soundtrack. I'm trying to cover the light, you guys, but and his son, John Carpenter's son, they got together, man, and were able to come out with this great, amazing work, man. Amazing work of the score. It was great, man. It was great. Like I said, this movie was the very first Halloween movie in a very long time, so it was really anticipated for me, at least. Like I said, I've never been excited for a movie till this day like I was for 2018. Of course, I wasn't as excited, when Kills and Ends were coming out. But this one, yeah, man, because we didn't really know what direction. Like with Kills and Ends, we knew what kind of films could be because we already had the first movie. But at this time we didn't know how a Blumhouse Halloween movie could look. So so yeah, it was really anticipated for me. It was decent, not the best though. I remember when it first came out, people was ranking it high. Yeah, man, for sure. And I kind of still see that till this day. Like I said, it for me, it's not in my top five. Um, but yeah, like you said, it definitely was decent, man. It definitely was solid. Like I said, it kind of felt refreshing coming off, a lot of the bad ones before this one. But yeah, definitely the hype was big. But at the time, man, like I said, I kind of still, how I'm telling you how I feel about it, I kind of still feel the same back in 2018. Because yeah, that's just the truth. I felt, I wasn't disappointed, but I was kind of, like I said, expecting more, man. It kind of left me like wanting more, like what the heck, like. So it wasn't like the greatest comeback to me. At the same time, it just kind of felt like another Halloween movie. But like I said, man, it was still good seeing Michael come back like in a good way, because he was a badass dude in this one, and you could even say kills. But of course, we get to ends, man, and they shit on Michael, man, and I just think that's the biggest disrespect you could do in a Halloween movie. So I don't know. I just think they're crazy for that. Halloween 4. That's a good ass movie. Gamer Squad, yeah, man, pretty good. Like I said, I don't consider it great. I just think it's good, solid. Good, decent. Um, I told you guys some of the things I do like about it. Now I'm gonna tell you guys. Some things. The biggest thing I wasn't a fan of. You guys, probably have heard it. Not the biggest fan of. I mentioned one how they kind of went about the Lori character. They made her like this paranoid old lady, looking over her shoulder for 40 years. I just feel like Lori, especially going after the events of 78, I would expect for Lori to be like this badass, granny, who's, you know, she's with the business, you know what I mean? But nah, they made her like this paranoid, lady. Wasn't the biggest fan of that. Not the biggest fan of the Judy Greer character. I got those out of the way. Not the biggest fan of the humor, man. I think a lot of not just the humor, the dialogue, and with it starts with this film all the way to ends. The dialogue with that's like the one of my less things I like the things I don't like about this trilogy. One of the main ones, the dialogue, dude. The lines they deliver, I don't know, is just out of the ballpark. If you ask me, they just don't feel they don't feel. I don't know. You could tell, the actors are doing their job, of course, but the way I just feel the people who write it, the writers, like the dialogue, like I'm trying to remember a cringy line from this movie. I know some from Halloween Kills, but I'm trying to remember. I think Lori, she delivers a lot of those lines. Um, like when she tells, what scene was it? I think it was when Myers kills Ray. Judy Greer's husband. She tells like starts explaining to the cop, like this shit, and the way I don't know. I just don't. Not the biggest fan. Wasn't the biggest fan of that. How some of the cringy lines. Uh, but yeah, like I said, I think throughout this trilogy it has those problems. But like I said, David Gordon Green, they usually do comedy movies, so they added their twist. Like I said, uh, some of the stuff wasn't like their jokes. You could say wasn't funny, but it's whatever's. But yeah, that's one of the main things I didn't like about this movie. Let me think another thing I didn't like about the movie. Oh, I kind of talked about it. How Michael kind of, and these are kind of nitpicks. When it comes to these certain scenes. So when Michael gets the mask out of the car, wasn't the biggest fan of that in broad daylight. Like what the heck. But I mentioned that, but I wanted to go back to a point. Oh, when of course Michael, he's been captured after the night in 78, and they lock him up. Of course, he has the new doctor. That's one thing I freaking hated too. The wannabe Loomis, the fake Loomis, the Loomis number two, whatever. The doctor. I don't know. It was just stupid. I just feel he was pointless. But it was cool because his death scene was pretty cool. You know, when he stomps the shit out of his face. Uh, um, but yeah, that whole scene, you know, when I do like the aspect, you know, you got these podcasters. They were podcasters, right? The guy and the girl from the beginning, the podcasters, the one that goes see Michael, try to interview Lori. They were kind of didn't really like care for their characters, but the fact that, you know, they have these podcasters trying to do their research, I thought that was solid. Um, uh, you know, They go visit Michael to the hospital. They're trying to like. I just don't like. I really don't like the scene. They're trying to like pretty much. They want to know what he feels. They want to know, you know, they want to get to know him pretty much, how he feels and everything. Of course, you can't. Uh, that's one thing I think what made the original movies really good, man, is that you never knew Michael's motive. You know, it was always a mystery, and I think that's what made these movies what they are. You know, but and so yeah, they try to do that. I just don't really like that whole scene. You know, where he pulls out the mask, and then you got like all the other patients, the other, you know, people in the hospital. They're like this reaction. I know, I guess the force of evil, the force of nature, whatever, is like triggering them off. But I just thought that was dumb. You know, kind of cringe. You know, um, and then the credits roll. I mean, it was great seeing those credits, man. Like I said, the whole soundtrack, man, the way it just comes on, it was awesome, especially on the big screen. I think I saw this movie like twice on the big screen, twice or three times. Could be two or three times, but earlier today, porn star. As a matter of fact, funny you bring that up, man. Yeah, I believe you don't get copyrighted or you don't get a strike. Oh, I think you do get copyright. But it's not a strike or anything because if you guys remember, a few days ago, I went live, my late night live stream. You know, pretty good live stream. I had a good live stream. Um, you know, I was watching Saw 3D on the Sci-Fi channel, and then later on, you know, once I finished the live and everything, it kind of gave me like copyright because, you know, the film was playing, but I don't think it was a strike. So yeah, I think yeah, you could stream movies, like you could show movies on YouTube or whatever. Certain movies, I guess, without, you know, getting a strike or anything. But yeah, funny you bring that up, man, because yeah, I did kind of get like some copyright thing in my previous live stream. So I actually like that she was this cold old. Stereo Crow 1954. I think I'm gonna agree with you, man. Yeah, like I don't know, her character was kind of off, and I know a lot of people try to you know, they didn't like the fact that she was barely in kills, that she was just like in the hospital. And I kind of agree to a certain extent. Of course, Jamie Lee Curtis, she's the star, you could say, of these damn movies. Um, so she could have definitely done more, but at the same time, I didn't really mind because I don't know. I just feel, and I still feel like this now. I just feel like we should have been moved on with with the Laurie character. Like they should have done just this one movie, 2018. Do the Laurie story, finish it here. That's it, and then continue with whatever. Um, so yeah, same here, Stereo Crow. I didn't really care. I didn't really mind that she barely in kills. And don't get me wrong, it's good seeing her like you know, she was badass, of course. You know, she was like had guns and everything, practicing with the shotguns, ready for if the shape returns. You know, But yeah, like you said, throughout the movie, she just gets more like, I don't know, like more crazy. Not crazy, but more like you said, obnoxious, more annoying. You could say, I don't know, but yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that one, man. Like I said, I just feel Jamie Lee Curtis, and I've heard from people say this even with H2O. I think Jamie Lee Curtis just returned, man, to the franchise because the opportunity was there to, you know, pretty big check. You know, her biggest role probably. So yeah, and like I said, like I mentioned earlier in the live stream, I think with this 2018 movie, they probably did try. They probably did their effort. They did a good job. Um, but like I said, with the rest of the two movies, it was just cash grab stuff. They were just there for the check. You know, at least that's from what it looks like. You know, when from the way those movies are. You know, I wish Michael Myers got a new fresh mask in Halloween Ends. Infinity Dragon. That's a good point, dude. I never really bothered it. I never really questioned it. But that's a good point, man, because I feel like the kills and the ends were kind of similar. Of course, the ends is more rotted, not rot, yeah, more old and stuff because it's been like 4 years right after kills, um, and it has mold and everything. But I just feel it could have been different, because they're kind of similar. One is just more aged than the other one. But yeah, that could have been dope. I mean, I wouldn't say like, I don't know, but I guess it made more sense. Oops. Don't think anyone asked for a trilogy. Yeah, yeah, man, exactly. Um, yeah, I mean, you guys got to remember if you guys were around at that time before 2018 came out. You guys remember when Jamie Lee Curtis posted that picture? She confirmed her return to Halloween. Um, they were saying it was gonna be, her last time. And what I was trying to say earlier, they kind of, from what I heard, people say, uh, kind of the same situation with H2O. She kind of came back with just pretty much for the check, but yeah, at the time, before this movie came out, when they barely announced it, they were saying it was gonna be the last. I don't think the last film, but the last, you know, uh, 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 Jamie Lee Curtis's last, performance as Laurie, and then they come out with the trilogy. Of course, not surprising because this brings in a lot of bucks. Like I said, I remember the box office was a success, dude. This was a hit. Like I said, look at all the recos that came after this. I know there was a few before this one, but didn't really work. I feel this was the first recall direct sequel that blew up. We had a few in the past, like Texas Chainsaw 3D, which was kind of a flop. It was like the last theatrical Texas Chainsaw movie we got. What is some other ones? I think Blair Witch, the 2016 one, I think, was a direct sequel. That one was shit. So yeah, I think they managed to. It worked for them, So no matter, of course, Michael Myers is a big name, Halloween franchise, big franchise. So it was successful, man. So obviously they weren't gonna miss out. They weren't gonna miss out on that sequel money. So yeah, but like I said, um, it should have just been this one movie. Like a lot of us have said on here. It should have just been this one movie, and I think we would have been good. By now we could have had other good new Michael Myers movies. Not exactly sequels to these, or you could say a sequel, but not the sequels we got. No problem. No problem, Joseph the horror guy, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Um, appreciate you taking the time, man. Appreciate all of you guys taking the time, man, to come hang out with me, man. Like I said, it's a chill Friday for me, so hope you guys are having a good Friday, man. Not a horror movie, but have you seen the movie Trading Places? It has Jamie Lee Curtis in it. I actually have not seen it, man. Infinity Dragon. I believe the only movies I've seen with Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, are the Halloweens, John Carpenter's The Fog, Prom Night. What else? What else? I think there was another one, but I don't recall. But yeah, I haven't seen like her I haven't seen her other work. Like her other horror. I know she obviously does more than horror. Um, Before Halloween, but Infinity Dragon, that would have been funny, man. Yeah, I mean, they could have at that point, man. Once we get to, if we really wanted a different mask for End, if they wanted a different mask for Myers for End, they could have easily done that. At that point, man, they could have done whatever the hell they want. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. If we end up seeing something like that, like in the TV show, I could see something like that happening. On an episode or something. That'll be that'll be that'll be silly, but I wouldn't mind it. Honestly, I really wouldn't mind it, man. Because hey, Halloween store is a Halloween store. You can never go wrong with a Halloween store, man. So yeah, I mean, hey, like I said, kind of silly, kind of, you know, not up there, with the Myers caliber. But hey, man, I'm open minded when it comes to the TV show, man. Like I said, I feel with the TV show, uh, it's not something to take as serious. Um, like I said, from what the rumors, speculation, they're gonna have both. Of course, they're gonna continue with the movies and continue with the TV show. But I'm not sure if that's gonna be the case, if that's how we're gonna end up. Because hey, look at the Chucky series, man. I remember Don Mancini was saying, they were gonna have this Chucky series, but they were still gonna continue, the films. But hey, sometimes you don't want to have too much on your plate. You know what I mean? And like I said, the TV series is working for them. It's doing great for them. They're on season 3. Um, and yeah, they're doing pretty good over there. So I don't blame Don Mancini for being like, nah, we got, like I don't blame him for not wanting to do another movie, because like I said, the TV show thing is working, and it could be the same with Halloween, man. It could be the same with Halloween. I could kind of see it. No, don't get me wrong. Um, Michael will probably still bring in numbers at the box office, but I think with TV show, man, now that I feel with the 2018 movie, with the Blumhouse movies, more with this one, because this was like a hit, it really put the Michael Myers character more on the map. Don't get me wrong, he's been, but I feel like the fan base, it kind of grew. It kind of expanded more when these movies came out, man. Because you guys got to remember, before that, man, even back dating to the 80s, 90s, you guys know that, and this is from what I hear from, people who've actually lived at that time. Freddy and Jason were way more popular than Myers, man, back in the day. Myers wasn't really in that, you could say legendary, iconic level as Jason and Freddy. you know. But I feel with these movies, they really, I think it grew bigger. You know, I think Myers is more popular than ever now. After these movies, I don't even think Rob Zombie's Halloween did that. Um, but yeah, it's interesting, dude. It's interesting. Like I said, we have Myers in Fortnite now, which is it's ironic, I guess. Like I said, the franchise they could do whatever with the TV show. You know, they could do whatever with the TV show. Like I said, I'm gonna try to be open minded with the TV show because, like I said, it's more it's more going on. So it's not like I said, nothing to take serious, nothing you would expect in a movie, perhaps. You know, but hey, man, like I said, I can't wait. I can't wait what they're gonna do with it. It could be too soon. I will say that as well. I've seen some people say that, bring that up as well. It could be too soon. I will agree with that one. I feel like, especially after ends. I don't know, but hey, I feel like the sooner we get it, I think and especially if they got something good going on over there, the sooner the better. You know, the sooner the better. So we could wipe that memory, that Halloween ends memory, out of the way. You know, we don't want this time gap to last too long because you know the last impression is that damn Halloween ends movie. You know what I mean? I don't blame Jamie Lee Curtis for wanting to check. Hey man, me neither. I don't blame her. Hey, if I had if I played a role 40 years ago that did good, and I'm able to return 40 years later, and you know damn well it's gonna be a success, I'll do it too, dude. You know, heck, who cares what the hell the script is? You know, let's do this. Same here, man. I don't blame her. Like I said, you could say you could kind of tell through this trilogy she was just there for that. But hey, man. But like I said, it was great seeing Jamie Lee Curtis back in there. It wouldn't been the same. It wouldn't have been the same if Jamie Lee Curtis wasn't in it. Um, yeah, you know, like I said, it's kind of a lot of the repetitive stuff, the whole family stuff, you know, with the daughters and stuff we've seen before. But it was still good, man. Like I said, it's a Halloween movie that came back to its roots for the time being, you could say. Yo, Chippy, yo, what's up, man? What's up, man? Glad you made it. It's been 5 years. Yeah, it's been 5 years, dude. I can't believe it, dude. Like I said, I remember being really excited for this, man. Being really excited for 2018. And like I said, you guys could go to my channel, man. I have a playlist. Go to my playlists. Um, and I have like all my Halloween updates, dude. Halloween 2018 updates, like news updates. Um, which did pretty good, man. A lot of those views did go up, you know, at the time. A lot of people were excited, man, for this movie. So yeah, and this film was the most I've been excited for, more than Kills, more than Ends, because you know, I kind of thought, I already had a feeling to myself these next movies aren't going to be as good as the first one. It's always like that. It's always like that. So I really wasn't expecting much with the other ones, you know. But yeah, dude, 5 years, I can't believe it, dude. Like I said, I'm gonna say 2018 was a good year for me, dude. It's definitely one of my last few good years I've had, man, in a while. You know, 2018 was a great year for me. And out of the fact that we had a new Myers coming out, made it even better. You know, so yeah, I feel it still holds up. Like I said, I think it's the more popular movie right now. When it comes to the Halloween movies, like it could be like if people want to watch Halloween, they could go to this one, especially you know new audiences, new people who are introduced to Michael Myers with this movie. But yeah, like I said earlier, to me, it's not really my go-to Halloween movie. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, like I said, it still holds up. It's still a good movie. Like I said, I mentioned some of the things I didn't like about it, um, and yeah, it's definitely one of those movies that you could say a hit or miss for some people because yeah, I've seen people like really despise this movie, really hate it, you know, and it's not as terrible, it's not as bad, you know. But hey, it's a solid movie, man. Like I said, definitely better than the last few ones. Time flies, man. Yeah, time flies. It's crazy, dude. Like I said, 5 years. I remember being 2018 not that long ago. So yeah, man. I'm surprised, you know. Slasher movies 410. Yo, what's up, man? What's up, bro? Glad you made it, man. Hope you're having a good Friday, man. A good chill Friday night. Like I said, had some time on my hands taking a look at 2018, man. Definitely let me know, man, what you think. Has your thoughts changed since 2018? This is a question to all of you guys. Um, do you feel different about it now than how you did back when it first came out? Um, yeah, like I said, to me, I kind of still feel the same way how I did back in 2018. But throughout the rewatches, throughout the few years, throughout the years, I kind of appreciated it more, man. I feel like the years go on more, the more we appreciate it more, because like I said, the ones that were next to come weren't that great, and this one, and you could say a little bit of Kills, were honestly the more memorable ones from this trilogy. Like I said, with this first 2018 movie, they had something good going on, and yeah, I mean the final product, the final result was pretty solid, if you ask me. So yeah, definitely it's I think I'm learning to appreciate it more for sure once time goes on. But yeah, like I said, I haven't rewatched it in a while, man. I've seen it quite a few times, so I kind of have it, you could say, memorized. Obviously yesterday was the fifth anniversary, so it's not like I popped it in to watch it. It's on, I believe it's streaming also on demand, like on the sci-fi, not sci-fi. Could it be sci-fi? The sci-fi channel. But yeah, man, definitely. Like I said, I think this did a good job in bringing more fans in, expanding the franchise and everything. So that's great, man. Like I said, the whole Rico treatment really worked for them. Like I said, we had a few direct sequels before this movie came out, but weren't really didn't really work for their franchise. But with this one, man, it really did. It really did. I remember watched. I remember I watched this at work on my end. Didn't remember anything about it. I had to rewatch it a couple years later to refresh my memory. Yeah, man. I mean, there's a few points in this movie I will say. I wouldn't say it's kind of slow, but a few sequences that were a bit too long. There's a lot of stuff they could have cut out in this movie. Like I said, a lot of the dialogue wasn't as great. A lot of the jokes weren't as great, but also a few sequences, like for example, one that I was like in the theater, like damn, like how long I had to check the time. How long has it been? Was when towards the end of the movie, before Laurie and Michael kind of have their encounter, kind of have their little fight or whatever. Like when she's like looking for him, in like the basement or whatever that was, like she's looking for him in this room where all the mannequins, the mannequins she would like shoot for practice. I feel like that took a little too long. Like I said, I was in the theater, like, damn, like, this is still going on, really. But yeah, but stuff like that, little nitpicks. The fight was good. One thing, man, I really want to see, and I'm pretty sure all of you guys have heard of this. Supposedly there was an alternative ending, man, with the more better fight, I'm assuming, because I know some footage from that alternative ending did make it to some of the trailers we got, some of the early trailers we got for this movie. And yeah, a lot of good shots, man. And I do kind of recall one, they're kind of um some shots, like it's like Michael and Laurie kind of having like a knife fight. They're like, looks like they're out because it's like kind of bright, it's not like they're indoors and it's dark. I would still love to see that, man. I would still love to see that. I would love to see that alternative ending, man. I hope they come out with some kind of like exclusive, like more bonus features, than we get the alternative ending. I know they came out with a new 4K steelbook set, which is pretty cool, man. I really do like it. I think the artwork is good, but uh but I don't think I'll be getting it. I'm not the if I was a big Steelbook fan, I'll probably, but yeah, but I hope they come. I don't even know if those have. It probably doesn't. It's probably the same release as this. It's just packaged, newly packaged. Um, oops, apologize. But yeah, but I hope one day, man, they really do leak that alternative ending, man. That'll be dope. Something changed after COVID, man. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of. If I'm not mistaken, guys, you guys could correct me if I'm wrong. But wasn't there like some like before this strike? Wasn't there like a strike? Um, or not really a strike because obviously the studios had to shut down. They were kind of like they kind of shut down. It just wasn't the same. But yeah, dude, I noticed that a lot too, man. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good modern films. The one, what's it? What's his Ti West? A24. Their movies are good, and I know that was after COVID, if I'm not mistaken. X, Pearl, um, Hereditary. I've seen that. I thought that one was good, man. Thought that one was good. I think that was A24, right? Um, so yeah, there was some good movies after that, but I don't know. I just feel there's like something different in the marketing, kind of, you could say. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just like before, like I just feel like it was kind of like before we would actually get more excited. We would actually look forward to more movies than now. Because I just feel like since everything is so easier, like we have streaming and everything. You could say streaming kind of, I wouldn't say mess it up for like movie theaters, but I think movie theaters, of course, kind of obviously, streaming is kind of surpassed them in a way, kind of course, because that's like comfort at your own home and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's just different, man. It was just a different feeling when we would be really excited to go see a movie in the theater. Different times. But yeah, solid. Oh yeah, slasher movies for 10. Most definitely, man. I agree with you. I think I'm gonna give it a solid 7 out of 10 as well. You know, and like I said, throughout the years, throughout the rewatches, it's grown on me, and I think that's the reason, man. Because of the sequels. I don't even want to say sequels. I just want to say ends because Kills wasn't that bad neither. Not as good as this one, but ends, dude. Ends is what really did it for me, man. What wrapped it up for me. So I think after it makes us want to appreciate this movie more. So yeah, it's definitely, I don't know. I just feel it went downhill. They had something good going on right here, and they could have done it. Like I said, I know one of you guys said earlier, no one asked for a trilogy, and I kind of agree. Like I said, I always say this should have just been the one movie, but if they had a good planned trilogy, not make up stories as they're going about their way. If it was a good planned story in a nice fit trilogy, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind a trilogy, but the way they went about it, it just wasn't worthy to have a trilogy. So that's why a lot of us say it should have been just this one movie. But um but yeah, man, ends is like a disaster, man. I haven't seen it since I seen it twice. I think I seen it at the movies, and then I think um I rewatched it when it came out on Blu-ray. Kind of forgettable, man. I mean, some of the scenes that stand out is like the dumb stuff. Like it's so dumb. Like I freaking remember it. Like the market scene with Lori. They're like at the supermarket shopping. I thought that was dumb, but little dumb stuff like that. That's kind of memorable. You could say 2018 definitely has a rewatch value, man. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Kills too, kills as well, but yeah, I think this one has the more because it has something good going on for itself. It's just not a lot of scenes. a lot of weird crap in between. Like it has something. It has we have something to look forward to. You know, of course, as a direct sequel, it has that follow up, that anticipation. So yeah, man, I agree. I definitely agree on that one. I wish they went the route of Lori with H2O. Yeah, man. Like I said earlier, like I mentioned earlier, not wasn't the biggest fan of how they went about the Lori character. Don't get me wrong, she was ready for anything, you know. So I give her that, but I just felt she was too kind of I wouldn't say exaggerated, but she was too like too paranoid, too I don't know, but but yeah, I do agree though, because in H2O she was more of a badass. You know, she kind of you could say coped with things more. Like she had a better life. You know, than in you know this movie. But but yeah, for sure. I think H2O did a little better job with that. I will agree. Um, yeah, man. Yeah, probably. It could be. You know, they had the trilogy planned when they were making this. Because I remember they before Kills and Ends were announced. Because I remember they were announced together. You know, which I thought was really soon. Was really soon, and they're doing the same thing with the. I don't even know if they're still doing the sequel to The Exorcist Believer. Probably, but I remember they were saying they were gonna try to shoot this movie and Halloween Kills back to back, but I guess they just hold it on into that. But yeah, um, I remember you know reading a few like articles about that for sure. Slasher movie, I agree, man. I definitely agree, man. That scene was too damn long. It was too damn long. Like, okay, they want to be a little humor, okay? You could probably have a few seconds of that, but like, dude, that was like a minute or two, right? That was like a minute long scene. Yeah, dude, unnecessary stuff like that should have been cut out. And yeah, dude, it's just dumb. You know, like you said, it kind of ruined what the heck was going on. You know, over there with the doctor and then Allison. So hell yeah, man. That's funny, man. You bring that up because I kind of forgot about that. But yeah, dude, I just pictured that scene in my head right now, man. It's funny. Freaking cops, man. Was talking about life in general. Ends and did it all right. I don't. All right, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just think ends was a terrible ending to this trilogy, man, for sure. I could see if I could see if I could see if I apologize, guys. I could see if you know ends the storyline, the Corey Cunningham character, you know, this whole story was like in between, like a sequel, not a ending. It could have been more appreciated, you know. But to an ending, man, that's the wrong way to go about it, you know. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's funny. Yeah. So you didn't go see ends. You didn't see either porn star, either 2018 kills or ends. I could see ends. Yeah, I could see ends for sure. But yeah, man, that's funny. Um, I don't know, man, dude. I just think it was just they shitted on the series, dude. The Myers character. I don't know, dude. I was ashamed. You know, I was disappointed. Um, don't know what they were smoking, making ends. Yeah, man. Yeah, and I don't know. You know, I guess they, yeah, like I said, I just feel they were making it up around the way. And I even heard, man, they had to reach out because Jamie Lee Curtis did serve as an executive producer for Ends, um, which was funny. I did realize that her name was credited in the opening credits as executive producer. I'm like, I remember thinking when I first saw that, I was like, okay, like I noticed it right away. I'm like, I gotta check if if she was a producer for the previous two, but nah, I don't think so. Um, but yeah, that was funny. That was funny, honestly. Yeah, so I heard they even had to reach out to her for some ideas. I guess David Gordon Green and Danny McBride just didn't know what to do with it, man. They had to they had to get ideas from the actress. And yeah, from what I heard, from what I read, this whole possession, Myers having his buddy Corey was like her idea. From what I heard, it's crazy, man. Yeah, I don't think she really gave a shit. I didn't. Oh, hold on, guys. I kind of lost track of the chat. Oh, there we go. There we go. Uh, had a better. Oh yeah, for sure, Chippy. Yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like she was still like having hallucinations, like still like picturing Myers, but she had like a better life. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, she wasn't like she had a husband. Was it a husband or a boyfriend? She had her son, who was successful. He was graduating high school or whatever. That was part of like the whole storyline. So yeah, for sure, I do agree with that one, man. Man, I just feel like in this movie, it made her look like she had a hard life, a rough life. And in H2O, you didn't really get that impression. Slasher movies, yeah, man. Oh yeah, dude, that's one of my biggest gripes I have with this trilogy, man. Like, yeah, like it should have been the other way around. Um, let's say in 2018 movie, we get Laurie Strode. She's like, you could say professional. She's happy with her life. She's working on a memoir. Like it would have been cool if this movie opened up with Laurie writing a memoir. Like kind of like when how Ends opened up. I thought that was good, but it would have been better with this movie. So yeah, that would have been better. She's had moved on. From what happened 40 years ago. That would have made more sense. Um, and then you could say towards ends you could make her this paranoid old lady or whatever she was in this movie by end, because of course, man, that'll be even more trauma, especially you have the same freaking guy come after you 40 years later. That's a traumatized life. Like okay, like that I understand now, but yeah, I agree with that one. Yeah, for sure. should have been um should have been the other way around, the Laurie character. That can be reality people who face trauma. Yeah, man. Yeah, and like I said, everyone has like different ways uh to cope with things. Of course, so for Lori, whatever the kind of individual she was, she could have lived like paranoid, could have still trauma, like that trauma is gonna be there no matter what. But some people know how, different people know how to, they grieve, you could say, in a different type of way. They mourn, they go about it a different way. Like I said, some people put it behind their past and call it a call it a experience, but that trauma is always gonna be there for sure. Like I said, it would have been made more sense if she moved on from what happened 40 years ago, then for her to move on easier after 4 years. of almost getting killed again by the same guy you did 40 years ago, you know? So yeah, that really doesn't make sense. I knew something was wrong once they said it was gonna be two sequels being announced at the same time. Yeah, man, it kind of felt to me. It felt kind of like too rushed. Of course, I remember when they first announced it, like the fonts, the logos for both were like back to back. I remember thinking I wasn't the biggest fan of the titles, kills, ends. I don't know. It just felt kind of. It really did. Was it? I don't know if it was, didn't really fit right. But yeah, I just felt it didn't really feel right. I felt as well, man. When they did announce them back to back, because when they do that, dude, you already know what the chances are, man. So yeah, and I've seen that a lot, throughout time. Sarah Connor, yeah, yeah, man, for Terminator. That's true. 2018 had awesome kills. Maddie Steven Myers. Yeah, man. Oh, hell yeah. That's one thing, too. And I did not mention that. I didn't mention this for some of the things I did like. Some of the kills were pretty good. Um, Mostly all of them. I really do like when he kills the podcasters in the bathroom, in the gasoline bathroom. Um, I really do like when he kills the Allison's dad, Judy Greer's husband. Even the blonde chick, the babysitter chick. Yeah, man, Michael did his thing. Like I said, James Jude Corney did his thing in this movie. Like I said, probably right behind the castle, man. But yeah, a lot of good stuff. Even kills had good kills, but it was just too. I don't know. That one was like full throttle, Michael Myers. Buster Rhymes, Trick or Treat. Yeah, yeah, man, that's an iconic line for sure. Buster Rhymes. It's funny, dude. Earlier, I was watching the Nightmare on Elm Street marathon on AMC, Fear Fest, and a little commercial came on. Pretty much saying that the Halloween marathon starts tomorrow in the morning, and it literally the commercial said Michael Myers versus Jamie Lee versus Paul Rudd versus Buster Rhymes versus Loomis. I found it funny, man, because I guess they're gonna be playing the movies tomorrow. They showed like little clips from each of those movies, each of those characters. It was funny, dude. Watched them on a free website. Oh, okay, yeah, man. Hey, that's what you gotta do sometimes. That's what I'm gonna do with these new Exorcist movies, man. I have not seen it yet. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the Exorcist, the original. So I kind of wanted to see it in theaters, but then when it came out, I was like, nah, screw this. Yeah, I could spend my time on something better. But yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do, man. Like I said, I still haven't even seen it or bothered to see it. The Corey story, the Corey story. Yeah, man. It's I like it. I like the character of Corey. I like the character of Corey because it was well developed. You got to know him good, you could say. You could kind of feel for him. The development was there, but the whole story of Michael using Corey, nah, man, that's not Halloween. Yeah, it was garbage. Yeah, dude, I agree. It was trash. Probably the worst in the series now, man. Now that I look, I'm gonna have to re-rank the franchise, man, because you guys know, once the rewatches, once the years go on, the list does change. So I've done a few rankings in the past, I'm sure, on the channel, but I would like to do like an updated one, see where they land at now, because it's always different, man. So yeah, I agree though, man. Super rushed, yes, yes, and that's how it feels, man. That's how it feels when we got to kills. It just felt rushed, and like I said, it feels like they were writing the story right as they were going about it. It made me mad. Yeah, Infinity Dragon made a lot of people mad, man. It made me not mad, not like seriously mad, but upset, like disappointed, dude. Like, damn, dude. Like, wow. Like, that's probably the most I've been disappointed, man. I'm not gonna lie. because I mean it's not like I was expecting for Ends to be a good movie. I had hope for it, of course, but we all know, man. We kind of knew what this film was gonna be a while before it came back. It came out, so it wasn't like nothing surprising, but there's a lot of things that surprised us. You could say when we saw it, at its entirety, like Corey beating up Michael Myers and all this crap. Yeah, dude. That scene was like that. That's the scene that did it for me, you guys. That's the scene that I'm like, nah, forget this movie, man. Dude, I just hate the way they freaking how they how Michael Myers ends. They put him through that dweller. That's dumb, dude. They get the whole town together, which should happen, of course. And ends. It kind of like the whole Haddonfield, the whole town is traumatized, which, of course, in real life it could be like that, especially on a small town like Haddonfield. Of course, all the community, all the residents from Haddonfield are getting together for this. So yeah, dude, a lot of dumb stuff, man. Like I said, I haven't rewatched End since I got it on Blu-ray, man. You know, I've not seen it since, and I don't plan to see it, man. You know, it's funny how Kills and Ends haven't streamed. They haven't streamed on TV, man. Only the 2018 one. I wonder why. Slasher movies, yeah, man. Yeah, I don't get it. It's just lazy writing. It's just I don't know. I don't know what crossed their mind, man. I don't know what the heck crossed their mind. I could just imagine the meetings, dude. The meetings they had, like throwing ideas like nothing, and dude, I don't know. It's weird, dude. Yeah, it's it was unnecessary. It was really unnecessary. Yeah, Porn Star Jr. Yeah, the first hour you could say was solid because like my favorite thing about Ends is probably the beginning scene. When Corey, he gets blamed for killing the kid. He's babysitting the kid. That scene was good, dude. Kind of build up the ante up a little bit, you could say. But after that, it went out of the window for me. Infinity Dragon, yeah, man. That's another thing I didn't like about Kills is the whole mob aspect. I don't know if they were trying to. I don't know if they were trying to reference Halloween 4. But yeah, that was dumb, dude. It was stupid. I mean, it would have been. I wouldn't mind if the mob was there, but for the mind to beat him up the way they did, shoot him and everything, that was dumb. And the way he gets up like nothing and kills the shit out of all of them, Jason style. Yeah, that wouldn't. Nah, that was. I didn't like that. It was just dumb. It was silly. Yeah, like you said, it was silly. I don't know. They want to forget they even made them movies. Yeah, man. I'm pretty sure. Imagine them looking back. Imagine them looking back at their work. Like what the heck? Give it a few years, man. I wonder what's the reception then. Give it a few years, man. I know Ends is still kind of a recent film. It's been only a year, right? Yeah. Give it a few years, man. Right now they're doing the same bullshit with Exorcist, so I don't think it's kicking in yet. I don't think they're not seeing the big picture yet. But give it a few years, man. Let's see what kind of statement they would come out with, looking back. Brock Timus Prime, what's up, man? Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, like I said, it wasn't, especially for an end movie, for a final movie in a trilogy. Yeah, no way. I mean, it's good. It's smart for them to be creative, but they should have been a little more creative, man, with kills at least. Why wait till ends? The last movie. And like I said, they were creative with the Corey character. Uh, this whole possession stuff. Was it good? No, but hey, they tried something different, and I can never, bash them for doing something different. Sometimes different is better. It's not like the same repetitive stuff. You know what I mean? But the difference they made with ends, man, was just it was retarded, man. It was retarded. It has nothing. Didn't feel like Halloween to me. Pornstar Jr. I agree, man. I agree. Yeah, four. Yeah, I seen people shit on four, but a lot of people do love it. Five people shit on five, six. Resurrection. Resurrection was pretty bad. Probably the worst one from the originals. But like five and six, dude, I'd rather watch those, dude. Honestly, you know, even the Rob Zombie movies, dude. I know they don't really feel like Halloween either, but I rather watch them for sure, man, over these new Blumhouse movies. Honestly, probably because I grew up with them. I kind of grew up in those times when it was coming out. That was kind of the time those movies came out, were like the time I was getting introduced to horror. So yeah, so it was like the movie that had to be watched for sure. The actor of Tommy dialogue was cringe. Yeah, dude, Chippy. Yeah, a lot of them. You remember the couple, the nurse couple? I thought they were dumb. A lot of those dumb characters from the beginning were dumb. Of course, one good thing. Is it a good thing? You guys tell me. Of course, the Return of Legacy characters is always good, but I don't know if it was good enough because they didn't really do much. Of course, Jamie Lee Curtis, that's no question. But let's say Marion, Tommy. Who else came back? Lindsay. What's the other dude? Bonnie. Yeah. I mean, they did a good job with some of the characters, but I feel like they underused them. They could have. Come on, they have this damn experience too. Especially like Lindsay. She was a little girl, man, back in '78. So it would have hit her a little more. Don't you think so? So I feel like she should have been more involved, more more of a badass. Tommy. I was expecting way more from Tommy, man. As a matter of fact, I remember really looking forward to Tommy's return. That's one of the things I was really looking forward to with Kills. The flashback scene, I was really looking forward to. Uh, the new Michael mask, of course, the new Burn look, the Tommy character, and I think that was it. Could be a few more, but though at the Tommy character was definitely one, and I was disappointed, dude. I was expecting more. What the hell was? Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. Just a lot of cringy lines, man. A lot of dumb dialogue. Like I said, I get it. They're adding their own twist to it. David Gordon Green. He's doing what he's best at. I don't blame him, dude. But some of that stuff just is not gonna cut it. For Halloween. Slasher movies, hey man, yeah, dude. That was like the hilarious thing ever, dude. I remember thinking like, are you freaking serious? Like these little freaking punk kids, were literally bullying this freaking grown man, grown man Corey, man. It's crazy, man. I don't know. It was just dumb. And then you have remember when the bullies leave him like in the gas station or whatever, in the corner, and then Jamie Lee Curtis comes and save his ass. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I found it kind of strange too. How the hell? Why does this, you know, sweet boy freaking work? He does babysitting. I found that kind of strange. It's dumb, dude. It's dumb. Of course, he gets the Michael Myers. He gets possessed by Michael Myers or whatever, and he just is this whole new person. It's ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. These, yeah, like you said, there's something else. I don't know, dude. They were probably on some. They were probably smoking something while they were freaking making these, dude. Because how can how can a right mind do that, man? I don't get it. Brock, Brock, time, Brock, time is prime. You just made a great point, dude. I think I agree. Yeah, because think about it. So, ends. Let's say ends was the sequel to 2018. They did a good job with the Corey character or whatever, and of course Kills is like this destructive film. You know that would have been a better ending, man. Because of course, like I said, I feel like with the last film, Michael should have went out like a badass, and like I said, he was a badass. He was a beast in Kills. Have that your ending. That would have been a way better ending. That whole mob scenario, of course, a little better. But that I would have accepted that more than as an ending. Yeah, that's a good point. Brock time prime. Brock time is prime. Yeah, man. I never thought about it like that, dude. I agree. Yeah, the way the nurse died with the. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. I freaking dude. That's some dumb kills. Don't get me wrong. There's some good kills, but there's also some dumbass ones, man. That what the heck, um, that whole scene where they're in the SUV or whatever. Nah, dude. I mean, it was great. Like some shots in that scene of Michael are badass, but the kills, dude, were freaking dumb. And then the Miriam, I think that was her name, right? Miriam, uh, her death scene was. I don't know, dude. It was just kind of dumb, The kills out of all these movies, I think the kills were better in the 2018 movie, man, for sure. Yeah, slasher movies, yeah, man. I agree. Yeah, someone who has experience, because I believe that this was David Gordon Green's first horror film, right? What did he do before? Pineapple Express. What is that? A comedy? Um, yeah, I agree, dude. And I think they should have had someone who knew what they wanted, who knew what they were looking for, have experience in this game. We would have had a way better trilogy, dude. Hell yeah. You could say someone who was a fan. Of course, because of course all horror directors are fans as well. Let's say a fan would have taken on this movie, kind of like with Scream, the new Scream movies. The filmmakers from 5 and 6, they were like fans of Wes Craven and the movies. And look, they're doing a good job over there. Um, but with Halloween, man, it could have been better. Yeah, man, because what the hell is a comedy director gonna do, man? Other than add his cringy dialogue, his jokes, I think it would have been a way different trilogy, man. That's for sure. I can tell you that much. It would have been more to it. Because of course you could say even Rob Zombie, he was a fan of the movies. I think. Um. So yeah, I mean he went about it his way. Of course he added his twist, his style, and it is what it is. But they did Lindsay dirty and ends barely any screen time. Yeah, man, and I know because Lindsay didn't return to ends, right? I don't even think she was in Kills. Oh yeah, I think she was in Kills. I think you guys could correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, dude, I remember with ends. I was expecting more with her, because like I said, it's the final film, man. Gotta make it count, gotta make it count. So yeah, dude, I was disappointed with that Lindsay for sure. Um, I was a little bit more disappointed with Lindsay than Tommy, I will say, you know, because I think the Tommy, because I know it was the same actress who played Lindsay in the original comeback, but it wasn't the same actor who played Tommy from the original. So that was like whatever, But since the Lindsay actress, I apologize, I don't really remember her name, but it's more meaningful. It's more it means more, because it's a legacy character, the same actress. So that's with any bad movie. Yeah, man. Hey, man. You know how Hollywood rolls, man. They're doing some crazy wild shit over there, man. So not surprising, dude. Because yeah, like you said, I was even gonna say that too. Like I said, how can someone like greenlight this, say okay to this, with a right mind, a sober mind? I don't see it, man. I really don't see it. Cause yeah, man. I wonder what the executives think. The top bosses. I guess they're in it for the cash grab as well, man. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy how they greenlight stuff like this. Hey, Brock Time is Prime. I thought the same thing, dude. I remember when Corey's death, the way Michael Myers just like cracks his neck or whatever. I'm like, then what the heck was all this? What the heck was this movie for? It's ridiculous, man. Yeah. So once he died, dude, this whole movie's been pointless, dude. What did we get? Other than Corey. Yeah, dude, I agree with that one. Honestly, I kind of was expecting for Corey to survive, some way. Probably lock him. They were gonna lock him up or something. But yeah, dude, that was retarded, man. I agree. Look at the people who made Never Hike Alone, Closure to Tommy character. Yeah, man, and they're doing a good job over there. Yeah, and I know they did have Tommy. Tommy Jarvis was his name from Friday the 13th. Yeah, um, they gave it closure, like you said, gave it justice to the character because of course, um, Tommy Jarvis is a legacy character, probably one of the most iconic characters in the Friday the 13th series because a lot of the characters were forgettable, but not Tommy Jarvis, man. He's one of the more legendary ones. So, yeah, those types of people should be the ones responsible with these franchises, man. People who actually care, are fans of the franchise, and they know what they're doing. They know what they got going on. So, yeah, people like that who care, you know. I agree, dude. And I know they came out with the second one. I still gotta watch it. I still gotta watch the first one. I don't think I've seen it. But yeah, dude, those always I've been hearing nothing but good reception, man. I'm gonna have to check them out. Oh yeah, huh? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, man. Brock time is prime. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. I think I do remember. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's yeah. I never thought of it, but yeah, you're right, dude. It's dumb, dude. It's really I don't know. It's whatever, like I don't know. Honestly, at this point, man, like with ends, I didn't really It's like I don't even, like I said, it's forgettable, dude. It's really forgettable. Uh, yeah. Other than the dumb stuff like Michael Myers getting beat up, wrestling with Corey, and all this stuff, man. But Catherine Palmer, what's up, man? Hope you're doing good. But yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, dude, this trilogy went downhill. Yeah, it just it's a shame. It's a shame the way it went out. You know. With David Gordon Green, he's like Rob Zombie. Green needs to direct and get somebody else to write the movie for him. Yeah, that's true, man. Yeah, because I believe that he did write it as well with Danny McBride, and I know Rob Zombie wrote it and directed it, his remake too. Yeah, I do agree with that. I mean, with David Gordon Green, it could have been better. You know, don't get me wrong. His directing is good, like we mentioned earlier. Something good about these movies is the cinematography, the a lot of this stuff. You know, they do a good job with that. The directing, the camera angles. They're good at what they do. They're good at what they do. But I think for them to write the story, write the um, write the script, I don't think I don't think it I don't think it's possible. I don't think it would work. I think you're muted. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? What the heck? Are you guys able to hear me still? Because I think David's directing is pretty damn good. Brock, Brock Time is Prime. I heard, I haven't seen The Exorcist Believer, but I heard, man, the cinematography is pretty good. You know, so hey, like I said, he does a good job. He does a good job at what he does. You know, I'm good. Okay, yeah, I don't know why I got muted. I just pressed the mute button and then I put unmute. I guess we're good now. But yeah, man, like I said, in The Exorcist Believer, I haven't seen the movie, but yeah, they're saying that's the best thing about that movie is the cinematography, like the first, excuse me, the first hour or so. But yeah, so yeah, they he knows what he's doing, man. He's a director, you know, but not a writer. I don't think he's good at that, you know. At least with horror, you know, at least with horror movies. I go back and watch some of your old review videos. Yeah, man, appreciate it. Yeah. I have a lot of reviews. Like I said, even before 2018 came out, I was doing update videos. Whenever whatever chance I got, you know, whenever we would get some new update news. So yeah, I have a whole playlist on that. So you guys could definitely check that out. Yeah, porn star. Yeah, for sure. I agree, man. You know, even though, like you said, a lot of these movies, crappy movies, like we have our guilty pleasures. You know, we always have like our bad movie, you could say, that are rewatchable. You know, and yeah, since we really are invested in a lot of these franchises, we really want to see something good out of them, even though as bad as they are. You know, as bad as these movies are, I really try to we all try to find something good out of them. But yeah, man. I mean, like I said, I tried getting something good out of Ends, you know, but I really couldn't. I really couldn't. Some good elements in there, for sure, but yeah, it was just a disaster of a movie. But yeah, guys. I mean, that's gonna be pretty much it. I've been on here for quite some time now. I had a good time. We were talking about 2018. Kind of revisited the movie. Damn, it fell. Uh, but yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely a good movie still to watch. Like I said, I think it's still rewatchable. It has the more rewatchable value than the whole trilogy. So yeah, man. 2018 is still a decent movie for me. It's probably a 7 out of 10. And yeah, man, it's been 5 years. It's crazy. Yesterday was the 5th year anniversary, which I totally forgot, man. I didn't even know until today. You know, a lot of people were posting it, you know, posts from yesterday. So I decided, hey, let me go live, talk about it, you know, kind of revisit it, go over some things. And we did, man. Definitely had a great time. We talked about the trilogy, the 2018 movie. So yeah, man, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all of you guys who tuned in tonight, man. Catherine Palmer, shout out. Pornstar JR, of course, Infinity Dragon, Brock Timus Prime. Appreciate all of you guys, man, who tuned in. Took the time out of your night, man, to stop by. Chippy, of course, Slasher Movies 410. Shout out. Shout out to all of you guys, man, who made it. I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. You guys have a great rest of your Friday, man. And yeah, that's gonna be about it. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, man. Halloween is right around the corner. I just did a review on my Halloween 5 mask. And there's one more mask review I will be doing before October's over, man. I have one more mask I recently got. We'll be doing a review to that. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night, you guys. Stay safe.